Ever get that itch? You know, like you're just dying to dive into some hardcore strategy.
Oh, yeah.
But you don't want to like get sucked into a game for hours on end.
You want something fast-paced.
You want something quick, yeah.
Exactly.
So that's what we're looking at today in this deep dive. We're diving into Demeo Battles.
Oh, nice.
It's a turn-based strategy game. They've got dynamic maps. Matches are super quick, under 20 minutes.
Perfect for like a lunch break, right?
Exactly, that quick strategy fix.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about Demeo Battles, what's the first thing that jumps out at you?
The first thing that really intrigues me is the emphasis on tactical decision making. Like every single choice you make has a consequence. Every turn you got to be thinking 2-3 steps ahead.
Yeah, and you've got a good amount of choices to make too, right? There's like, what, 7 different champion classes?
7 completely unique champion classes. Each one has its own strengths and weaknesses.
So if I'm someone who really likes to control the battlefield from afar and just like obliterate people with magic,
Yeah.
what kind of options are we looking at?
Well, you could go with like the Elven Archmage. They're all about powerful area of effect spells, you know, wiping out huge groups of enemies at once. But they're also, you know, kind of squishy. Up close, they're not going to last very long.
So I can't just be like, all right, I'm going to roll up with 2 mages and just call it a day.
No, you're going to need, not if you want to win. You got to think about team synergy. Like maybe you pair that Archmage with a Shadow Stalker. They're all about stealth, getting in close, flanking enemies, setting up those perfect shots for the Archmage.
So you're thinking like, okay, they're flanking, they get a couple of hits in, soften them up. Archmage just nukes the whole place. I like it. I like it. So, okay, so we've picked our team. We're in the game. We're a couple turns in, and I'm like, oh, you know what? This strategy's not really working. Can I, like, swap out my team mid-game?
That's a great question. And that's one of the things that makes Demeo Battles so intense. You can't. Once the match starts, you're locked in with your team. No switching, no changing your mind.
Oh, wow. So every decision
You got to really commit.
really matters.
You got to really commit to your choices, you know. Adds to the tension of the game.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Makes you really think those decisions through. So, speaking of tension and making things interesting, we got to talk about the monsters. Over 30 different creatures. We're talking goblins, we're talking trolls, we're even talking... Okay, this one I got to ask about. Giant slimes. I mean, how does that even work?
The giant slime, that's a fan favorite.
It's a fan favorite.
Oh, yeah. They're slow, but they can take a beating. And here's the thing, they can split. So you think you've taken one down, suddenly you've got a bunch of little slimes to deal with.
So like a Hydra situation almost?
Kinda, yeah. They're a real pain, especially if you're not prepared for them.
Okay, so giant slime. Public enemy number 1. Gotta keep it away from my Archmage. And the other monsters, what are we looking at there? Like, do they just kind of run at you, or is there some more strategy involved?
No, they're not mindless. They each have their own little quirks. They might surprise you, you might think you've got them all figured out, and then they pull something completely unexpected.
Oh, interesting.
Keeps you on your toes. Plus, remember, those maps are dynamic. You've got shifting terrain, obstacles popping up. It's not just about moving your pieces around a static board.
So we're talking synergies, we're talking monsters, we're talking maps that are changing on the fly.
It's a lot to keep track of.
It sounds like Demeo Battles is more than just like picking your heroes and then just throwing them into a fight. It sounds like there's like a real deep strategic layer here.
Oh, absolutely. And the thing is, there's no one right way to play. It really comes down to your play style. Some people love that meticulous planning, figuring out the perfect combo. Others thrive on reacting to the unexpected, adapting on the fly.
Okay, so like more of a reactive versus a pre-planning kind of thing.
Precisely.
Got it. Okay, cool. So we've talked about a lot here. Quid matches, all those different champions you can choose from, the monsters, the ever-changing battlefield. It seems like Demeo Battles is really scratching that itch for a deep strategy game, but in a way that's not going to consume your entire day.
And here's something else to think about. We've talked about all these individual pieces, but how do they all fit together? How do those dynamic maps influence your team choices? How do your choices affect the way you approach those monster encounters? There's so many layers to this game.
Right on. Definitely a lot to consider. But hey, that's what makes it fun, right? The theory crafting, the experiment. The lightning gathers. Time to actually jump into Demeo Battles and see how these strategies battle.
How can I help? Spark from the heavens! Away from
Prepare yourself.
Placing a lure.
How can I help? And thus. Be with the whole hero down. What must be done?
As nature wills. Death from above.
Hero down.
I shoot first. Be sure to revive you. Breathe.
On. And thus.
Alert and ready.
Hero down.
Place for you.
Your hero is down.
You. I shoot first.
Hero down. Dust falls, so our winners are declared. Well fought, heroes.